Good afternoon, good evening, good morning to each one of you, and I welcome you all to episode 2, season 3, and the 58th episode of Talksopedia series. Now, Talksopedia, as many of you know here, that we started this online talk show in the year 2020 when there was a lockdown and I had nothing else to do. And Talksopedia has now covered 2 seasons with 56 guests. And today we will have the 58th guest in our show. Talksopedia is a show where we invite people who have taken roads that are less traveled and made a difference in their life and others' lives as well. Today, we have a guest who always believes in taking those roads that are less traveled, and he has created a name for himself. Now, who is he? He is a chartered accountant by qualification, a senior officer working in Qatar Energy. He achieved the title of Ironman in 2018. And let me tell you, when I say Ironman, it is not just a one contest. It is a series of races and many other tasks that a person has to do and undergo to achieve that one title. In 2019, he reached the summit of Mount Everest, becoming one of those few determined people who had the grit and courage to face challenges and achieve that feat. A college topper and a university rank holder during his Bachelor of Commerce days. An author, a motivational speaker. Please help me welcome a wonderful guest, the mountaineer, the author, the speaker, the Ironman, Abdul Nassar, onto the screen. Welcome. How are you, sir?
Thank you, Nisha, for having me on your channel. I'm doing good, alhamdulillah. Hope you do. You're also doing great.
Yes, and it's my privilege and an honor to have you here, though I have been planning this for a long, long time, but it's difficult to get a celebrity on the screen, right? Is it not?
I feel humble when I hear the introduction. Do I deserve this much?
Yes, you do. And now, just like me, though I have read your book, wonderful, beautiful journey. But for our listeners, what is your story?
First of all, good afternoon, assalamu alaikum, namaskar, the audience viewing this live show from all over the world. It's an absolute pleasure and privilege to interact with you all. I look forward some Q&A or some comments at the end of the session. Coming to the question, Nishaji just asked, our champion speaker and host, what is my story? Like everyone, life is a story. I believe it's a story of ups and downs, lots of lessons and experiences. To sum up, maybe in a couple of words, I have came up with 3 books. So it's all autobiography. My first book, The Road Less Traveled, is narrating my childhood stories. Elaborate a bit. I'm born and brought up in India, a small town in Kerala in Palakkad district. So the challenges were the formative education. You know that those days, the government school system was not up to the level what we are seeing right now. So with that primitive educational standards, when you come to a college in the professional course or CA, then you see that, oh, in the metro, you are a backbencher, you are not able to cope up with the expectations. So that was the primary challenge. And then, of course, I'm coming from a middle-class family, agriculture. My father is a mudarris, working in a mosque. So all those challenges. But alhamdulillah, with the grace of God, all the NGOs, the scholarships, many supports that helped me to come out of this situation. And then when I start my professional journey after my CA qualification, once I turned the 35 years, maybe the benefit of the fruits of the GCC, the good food, good lifestyle here, we feel a bit relaxed and settled. Then I start developing the health issues. I was a bit overweight, maybe if I remember correctly, I was maybe 85 kg weight that time. And I had a high blood cholesterol level. And then that reminds me, going back to my healthy lifestyle during my campus life, college days, Kung Fu master. I used to train the students those my campus life during those times. So at the age of 35, because of these health issues, I started going to Corniche for a run, walk, jog. Eventually, in 2-3 years' time, I started running marathons. So the story goes on, and I become a triathlete. In 2018, as you mentioned, I did the Langkawi Malaysia Championship on the Ironman. So I took that health fitness to the next level in 2019. I could summit Mount Everest in 2019, 16th of May. So that's the story so far. So it's going on. It's a learning and growing, and it's so far enjoying it. Life is full of experience, and so alhamdulillah, so far good.
Abdulji, I have always seen you as a very shy, reserved person sitting in the corner. He's a Toastmaster. So we have met in so many Toastmasters events, and a very shy, reserved person. But all of a sudden, when we saw him started running and mountaineering, it was a surprise. Now, my question is this Ironman. What made you go for this, this particular task, that Ironman championship?
I don't know how it is connected, the introvert and the sportsman. The both are, one is physical activity, one other one, how you socialize. Yeah, rightly mentioned. During my childhood, I was a reserved person. I feel shy to socialize. Even my mom, I remember that. When you grow up, if it is like this, how you live your life, how you are able to, because you need to come out and you need to talk to people. But now I don't think so like that, because I go to the events and I like to meet strangers or the people I'm not comfortable to talk to, people which I'm not, maybe different nationalities, different cultures, backgrounds. I enjoy that. Coming to your question, the Ironman, it's a journey. It's not that all of a sudden I decided to go for Ironman or for that challenge. As I mentioned, in 35, when I was 35, I started jogging or walking. So eventually 1 kilometer, I was able to run 5 kilometer, 10 kilometer, and then a marathon of 42 kilometer. So after 2 years time running a lot of marathon, I developed a knee pain, I should say. It's not knee injury. Then some of my friends, they suggested that you need to go for cross fitness. So maybe you can add a cycling to your routine. So that may help you to come out of this knee issues. So then I started cycling and running. And then I came to know that so there is an event called, or there is a sport called a triathlon. So instead of one, we combine 3 sports, running, cycling, and swimming. So though I know the basic swimming, because I'm coming from a village background, we used to go to the river, swim in the river. But in the triathlon, the swimming in the sea is freestyle. It's slightly different. You go for a long distance, your heads will be down. So it's totally the style or the technique is slightly different. So I learned the swimming in 3 months time with a coach. Then I start participating in the triathlon events. So in the triathlon, the highest event or the challenging one is the Ironman challenge. So over 2 years time, I came to that fitness level and I participated in that event. So it's a gradual process over a period of time. I'm a person of setting a new goals, and once you achieve, okay, what is next? Go to the next one, challenging one. So once that is achieved, okay, go for the next one. So I keep going one after another. So it's consistency. So over a period of time, I was able to do one after another these challenges.
What advice would you like to give to anybody, to a person like me who would like to run? And you have seen me running in the marathon. Now, I remember I was running and somebody said, Nisha, yes, keep it up. And I was like, who is that in this crowd? And I saw you running there. Yeah. So as a person who has I have, okay, we all have done some or the other sport in school or college. But after that, with all these life responsibilities, we just get into a comfort zone and we just stop doing it. How difficult would that be for somebody who has not been doing anything? And how they get into this training mode, and if they want to go for an Ironman title, what advice would you give to them?
First of all, we are all adult and matured, and I don't think we need any advices. The information, we all know that there is a lot of plenty of information. I think this action, you start doing something, just come out of the house. Just to give an example, we get a lot of messages from the community in Doha. We have a club, running community, DBRC. Oh, I want to start running, how to start, where to start. I'm not a runner, what to do, and what are the food I need to eat, and how to start. Then we say, okay, don't worry, don't do anything. Just show up 5 a.m. at the Qatar Sports Club where we start the running. So there is nothing like you sit in Facebook, send a messenger, send a message, WhatsApp message. So this goes just a chat. He never do anything. Nothing changes his life. Okay, he continue as it is. Whenever he see the post, the pictures, he get motivated. He send a message. Oh, I also want to run. What to do? So there is nothing, no advice. Just come out of the house, start running. So go for a walk, then start running 1 kilometer. After a month, 2 months, you may feel like a more comfortable or more motivated, or the adrenaline kicks in and you want to go for 500 meters extra. So initially you may go for 2 days a week, then you may start feeling like, oh, no, I want to go 3 days, 4 days. Whenever you get the time, you want to go to the Corniche and walk. So it's just come out of the house and start practicing, take action.
It's easy said than done, right? When you said that, okay, go 1 day, then 2 days, then 1 month, 5 a.m. And I was like, no way. Now here, consistency is so important. Yeah, you did it 1 day, you did it 2 days. And then has it ever happened that suddenly you woke up one fine morning and you said, okay, today I'm not going?
To be honest, no, this is now become a lifestyle. Okay, I'm not doing that. Someone is forcing me or someone is, no, I really enjoy it. That's what I'm doing it. Okay. People think that he's running. So today, this is a Friday. Okay. 4 a.m. I woke up 5:30. We started from Qatar Sports Club. We did a 28 kilometers. So it's maybe 2 hours, 3 hours around. After that, we had a call home. So it's not like that someone is pushing me. We enjoy that. It's a lifestyle. We talk, we meet, and we had a coffee after that. And when you run and a lot of these hormone changes, you feel really good, energized. So there is no pain, nothing. So it's become a lifestyle. So we enjoy it. That's what we are doing. But to start this, we need a lot of motivation. A lot of kick is or push is required. But maybe after 5 years or 10 years, and you start enjoying it because you feel fit, you feel energized, you feel happy. Whenever you travel some country, you are able to enjoy more, become more productive. So it changes. So then the reason for running changes. Okay, initially, okay, you have health issues, your cholesterol level. Now there is nothing like that. We are not running because of any health issues. And no one saying that, okay, if you run, your lifespan will increase or nothing. No, we enjoy it. We feel good. That's why we are doing it.
And how has life changed after that Ironman title? You achieved that title.
For me, yeah, it's a goal setting. I always set a goal and achieve it. So once I achieved that highest challenge in the triathlon, some of my friends keep doing the same things. They want to improve the time. And so I decided to do something different. So I went to the mountaineering and Mount Everest, but still I do the races or the triathlon events. So life changed means, yeah, this is a sport. So if you bring the sport as part of your active lifestyle, you feel good. That's a basic thing, and you feel active and touch wood, less visit to the hospitals and less. You don't need to have these toxic medicines, and so it helps a lot to improve the quality of your life.
Now, since you mentioned mountaineering, how did this thought come to you that now the Ironman thing is done? Let me move on to something higher, greater. Why Mount Everest?
That's a good question. This maybe I'm a person of exploring new things, because there is no, I don't enjoy doing it again and repeatedly. So I thought of doing something different. But after the Ironman, everything was in my favor. I felt that, okay, physically, this is the best time, because I just did this challenge, 15 hours, 226-kilometer distance, around 4 kilometer, 3.8 kilometers sea swimming. After that, 180-kilometer cycling, then 42-kilometer running. All this distance, 226 kilometers, I was able to do in less than 15 hours. So I thought, this is the best time. Physically, you are fit. Maybe you'll not be able to get this fitness in future in your lifetime. So this is the best time to go for Everest. And then financially, it's a very expensive expedition. So by God's grace, and I have my own job, and so I was able to finance from own pocket without depending on anyone. And then all other aspects, the surroundings, the support of the family, friends, and everything was coming in the same direction. So when I thought that getting a leave from the employer for 2 months is not at all possible. But I decided, okay, have anyone approached her? Employer will not give you the leave for 2 months. But I went in and asked her. I was able to receive the leave, and they were supporting me. They said that initially there was issues, but they said, okay, you already decided, we need you, you go and come back. So when you really want to achieve something, want to gain something, everything will fall in place in your direction, in your way. So I went for the Mount Everest, and I was able to do the expedition, come back alive. It's a lot of life-changing experiences. So after that, even my perspective looking to the life has changed. So I really felt that, okay, that was one of its kind in my life. So I was so fortunate to get that experience.
Can you please narrate, a couple of incidents that might have happened there during your summit, where you suddenly would have felt that, oh my God, now it's over. It's a question would have popped up in your mind whether I would go back alive or not.
Maybe answering your question in reverse mode, whether I go back to life, we never think like that. Whoever coming to that Mount Everest expedition, they are not, there is no fear of death, or they are 101% confident that they are going to summit and go back. So there is no fear of death. If somebody there is a fear of death, they will not be able to move a single step, because their mind will not be focused. They will be evaluating that, oh, this is dangerous, whether I'll be able to cross these crevasses, I'll be able to walk on this ladder. If I fall, what will happen? So it's not going to happen. And then some of the incidents, it's a 2 months expedition. So all the strangers coming from all over the world, we met each other in Kathmandu. So we don't know each other. So we met at the beginning of the expedition. And then over a period, you are staying together in the camps, you are having food together, and base camp, you spend almost a month. So the bonding happens. So you know each other, their character, the nature, everyone has a story to share. So why they are on the Everest, why they are on that trip. And then what happened on the summit? We were around 2022, the mountaineers coming from all over the world. And unfortunately, 2 of our team members died in that expedition. So if I look back and all the time spent with them, so it's a life-changing experience, what should I say? And from my own expedition, if I see that while descending from the top, there was situations like your oxygen cylinder is empty, no one there to support you, the Sherpa left you alone, and there's a heavy storm. So you literally face the death, maybe accepted the death for a couple of minutes. And then after 5-10 minutes, then you start fighting back. And then when I fighting back, the hope came that, okay, you need to fight back, because a lot of stories I read in the books and a lot of videos on the miracles happen, whether it is in the sea or in the desert, people survive and miracles happen. So those stories kicked in me, and I started fighting for the life. So So those moments, and then it's like a version 2, it's a reborn, or I feel like, oh, this is Abdul Nassar version 2. So one life is over there. It's a second chance or second life. So that's the reason I see life differently after that.
What preparations did you do before you go there?
For Everest, ideally the preparation should be you go for a basic mountaineering course, a month course, and then you go for an advanced mountaineering course. Sometimes it's 30 days or 45 days. After completing these courses, you start doing practicing those skills. You go elevation of starting with the lower elevation of 3,000, 4,000 meters, eventually into 7,000 meters mountains. Once you do 1 or 2 mountains of above 7,000 meters, then you go for the Mount Everest. So it takes a minimum 5 to 10 years training and preparation to go finally for the Mount Everest. So in my case, I was an exception. I didn't do any of these courses. I didn't do any expedition before Mount Everest. Only my experience was a 2 trekking that will not be considered as an expedition. I did an Everest base camp trekking and did at 3,000 another trekking in India, in Uttarakhand. So after the 2 trekking, I went straight away to the Mount Everest. So I was an exception. So I was maybe a bit crazy, maybe to take a decision like that. But I suggest to people to go for the normal route, go for these mountaineering courses, start practicing these skills, start from lower elevations. Once you done 7,000 meters, 1 or 2 expedition, then you can try for Mount Everest.
Okay, let's come back to your books. Now, I have already read The Road Less Traveled, a lot of experiences, a lot of challenges, a lot of stories from your life. And the next one, I have not received it yet, but I saw your post today that, you had a meeting with the publishers or the people who came and discussed the book, selected your book, the story on your journey towards Mount Everest. How is the mountaineer, the Ironman, Abdul Nassar, different from the author? Okay, doing an activity is completely different from narrating the story. So how challenging that task was?
Okay, coming to that, before I answer your question, I should give you a signed copy of the book. I'll make sure that will be there soon. Coming to that, the hat I'm wearing as an author is slightly different. Okay. I wrote my first book, The Road Less Traveled, not because I'm a literate expert in the literature, English literature, or I'm not that, because that's not the reason for coming up the author or writing a book. I used to attend many schools and colleges and telling my childhood stories about the challenges on the finance or the government schools and narrating them, going to this government schools and saying that you are just like one among, I used to be just like you when I was a child. So don't lose your hope. You focus on the education, do excel in your curriculum. And if any financial issues, you approach for scholarship. There are banks and NGOs. And so don't take it as an excuse. So focus on your education. There will be ways and the doors will be open. So focus on your education. Then the teachers, they used to say, oh, you have a lot of stories and you are really doing good job. And the students are taking it so serious because they know you are coming from the same background. When they read the same stories from a book, international book, some author they don't know, or the character they don't know, they don't believe, their conditions are different. Oh, this is not for me, this is not applicable for me. But when you narrate your stories, they believe in you because they have seen you, they know your family. Why don't you write a book? So that's a reason for writing the first book. And then the second book, the reason, the Ironman. I know that my colleagues in my company, those I know, the lifestyle they lead, they all have these issues, either blood pressure issue or the cholesterol issue. They are completely the job challenges, or they don't have time. They find it very difficult to find time for going for a physical activity. So then I thought, okay, let me share my story to them because I want to tell them, motivate them. The health is the wealth. You need to give some time, at least an hour in every day for your health. That's more important. So I start narrating my story in that book. Okay, I also, like you, in 35 years, I was this much weight. I have cholesterol issues. I started going for a walk in Cornish. Over 3 years' time, I was able to do a marathon. Now I don't have any medical issues. Now I'm a triathlon. I did the Ironman. So don't tell me the excuse that you don't have time. It's all managing the time. I'm just like you. I'm also having a highly responsible job. There are job pressure, immense pressure. So that's the story in the Ironman. So it's not that I want to be an author. I know all the English literature, but there is a message. There's a content. I know this is giving a good impact because it's the true stories. I'm narrating openly. There is nothing. I'm not afraid of anything. People judging me, I have no issues. So the feedback I received from the second book, again, after the Everest, I have seen a different story. People outside, they don't know what's happening in the Everest. There are Sherpas, there are, okay, exceptions. People, they risk their life to support the client, but there may be expedition companies, they are just business minded. They collect the money. They don't take enough precaution about the safety of the client. So if you are trapped or if you are going for the expedition with such companies, your life is in risk, danger. They never explain you what is the reality. But once you reach that death zone above 1,500 meters, you are your own. You should know the life skills. No one is there to help you. Even helicopter cannot fly above this 6,500 meters because of the atmosphere pressure. Even though you have a medical insurance or a rescue plan, it's not going to work. The Sherpa cannot carry a board, it cannot take you because 50 kg or 60 kg. He can carry maximum 10, 15 kg. He cannot do anything to you. He cannot spend time. His oxygen is also depleting on an hourly basis. More you spend time there, you're walking to death. So the story about 7,000 meters is totally different. Nobody knows. These people go there, most of the people, they don't know. So I thought I have a responsibility because I have seen in my eyes, 2 of my own expedition team members died in that expedition. So I have to tell the world what is the reality, what's the truth. So without giving any opinion, without judging anything, I just narrated what I have seen in my eyes, what I hear from this what is my experience. So that's the story about the Mount Everest. The feedback I'm getting is immense. It's so helpful. Especially I'm the first civilian from Kerala or the second Keralite from Kerala. The first one was a military doing the Mount Everest. A lot of people after my expedition start coming and telling me, oh, I want to go for Everest. I want to go for Everest. Tell me, what should I do? How to start? Then I thought I have a responsibility. It's not that, oh, Abdul has done and no one else should not do. It's not like that. I have a huge responsibility. People should not take it as light, take it as very light. So that's the reason for my third book. So the reason for each book, that makes me the difference. So again, that's the point, answering your question. So there is a message, there is a purpose for each book. That's the reason for coming up those books.
And you are doing great. And I have seen your post as speaker. You address a lot of young students on various topics. Now I had couple of questions that I received here, since you spoke about time, when people come up and say that I don't have time. So how does Abdul Nassar manage his time?
It's just all about priorities, okay? Because after the Everest, I know the most precious asset in this world is time, okay? We cannot buy an extra minute, extra second. We cannot rewind time. The past is past, okay? We cannot go back, okay? This moment I'm spending with you, Nishaji, I cannot go back and get this moment again, okay? I can only watch this YouTube or something. I cannot get this moment again. So we cannot rewind, and we cannot fast forward also. In the life, we face so many challenges, so many issues, whether it is health issues or any natural calamity or anything happens, you have to go through it. You cannot fast forward, you cannot run away from that, you have to face it. So this is the time. So for me, that's why I'm so what should I say, selfish on deciding my time and managing my time. Where should I spend my time? Whether that person I am meeting deserve my time, whether I should spend for that event, whether that deserve what value I am getting, whether I am offering any value in that, to am making any difference in that. I critically evaluate, judge how I am spending my time. I don't watch TV. Maybe I'm selective. I know the newses I want to watch. I watch those newses. I have a rest day on a weekly. On that rest day, I go for a movie because there's a rest day. I cannot go any activity. So that's the thing. So I manage my time based on the priorities. Even I just mentioned that today's a Friday. I started at 4 a.m., 5 to 8, 3 hours I was running. And after that, the afternoon, I'm sitting with you. So after I'm enjoying, I'm having a conversation with you. Yesterday evening, I had a meetup with the book club. It's a Westerners book club. They invited me as an author. They already read my book. They gave me the feedback of the Everest. They asked a couple of questions. So I really enjoyed it because I'm learning from them as well. What their life views, and more you interact and meet with the people, you're learning and growing. So then Sunday onwards is I go to the work. I have an 8 hours job. I don't take any job to home. Okay, I switch off. I cut off when I leave the office unless there is an emergency. And I'm very strict on that. And the same way, I don't take my home and personal matters to work as well. So I have a strict calendar. And my sporting, once I register something, I have a training plan. So now I was supposed to go for 11th February for Muscat Marathon. It's cancelled, postponed. My next event, the immediate event, is in April in the Boston Marathon. So I have a training calendar. So maybe 80, 90 kilometers per week I run. I go for 5 days training, 1 to 2 hours per day, per week. So I have a calendar. So I follow my time. I manage my time. I decide my time and I use the time the way I want it. I'm very sure my goal on time management. Okay, in future, I don't want to regret that. Oh, I spend my time something. Oh, I should not have done that, this, and so I'm damn sure that my daily basis, I'm spending it wisely. It's all the priorities.
Very poignant and something to ponder upon. I really liked what you said that, does this person or does this event deserve my time, the time I'm going to spend there? That's a very, very important question. I think we all should ask ourselves before spending that time on anything, whether it is watching TV or something else. Thank you so much for that pearl of wisdom. Now, you speak to so many young students. What kind of messages do you usually give them?
That's also a very good question, because after the Everest, I attended, maybe visited all the schools in Kerala. I think so, at least in 2-3 districts. Even in Doha, I got some invitations from the British school, and so many schools I attended. I think I got the invite because of my Mount Everest. Okay, they want a celebrity, they want somebody like that for that event. I used that opportunity in those schools. I never narrated my Mount Everest expedition, how it was, because I know these kids or these children, they're not going for a Mount Everest or expedition. They are all going different paths. But I shared the lessons from the Mount Everest. I told them that if I can do this Mount Everest, you can also do it. So it's not the Mount Everest. Any big goal in life, any big dreams in life, to attain those goals, there are simple steps. One, you follow the process, because the goal you're going to do is someone else has already achieved it. Okay, Everest someone has already done. What process he has followed? Find out those process. You do the research. There are books, and ask those people or find out the information and follow the exact process. There is no shortcut. Follow the process. You will also reach that stage. So that was the message. Then they start feeling it in the confidence. So I was start to instill the hope and confidence in them. Okay, there is nothing like impossible thing. People say that no, it's not possible. It's not for you. It's not your cup of tea. You ask them. Go and ask them. Have you done this? No. Then how you say that I cannot do that? They don't have an answer. They just say that because maybe their I don't know, their vulnerabilities, and the people. This is the nature. Mentality. Okay, people just say that no, you cannot do that, you cannot, it's impossible. So I tell the students, keep asking return the same Question to them, have you done that? No. Then how you know that? So you try a couple of is it possible or not? If you follow the process, couple of times it's not working, then you think that, okay, something is, it's not for you. You change the path. So this is I used to take this opportunity to this Everest to reach to them, to get the invite. Once I am done, I used to share the story. Okay, if I can do, you can also do. Follow the process. That's the main topic or the content of my conversation with them.
What are the important life lessons other than following the process have you got from all these experiences of yours, whether it is Ironman, mountaineering, or writing, or as an author? What are the important life lessons that you got from these experiences?
One is the goal setting. So once you set the goal, your mind and everything goes in that one direction. So you are able to get that focus, and the distractions you are able to manage. Because once you have a goal set, then you find the process. So daily the distractions are less. So today I have a goal. Today morning I need to run for 3 hours or so. It keeps me moving. The goals keep me. That's a driving factor for me. And another thing in life. Whether you want to be reactive or proactive, okay. In my case, if you see that if I get back to the sports again because of the cholesterol, I got a trigger point, okay. And the education, okay, I was coming from such a family, so I want to have a good life standard. I want to buy a car, or I want to have a big house. So that was the reason to go for education. Then I selected CA because that's the highly rewarded job. I know that CA, they can make good money. And I decided, okay, go to the Gulf because the oil and gas, that's the industry. So I joined the oil and gas industry. I started my career in the Indian Oil. So I was very clear and specific. I want to make money. I want to earn big. I want to have a bigger lifestyle. I choose, okay, education is the only way. You get a job because you are qualified. So then the job will give you the money. So I took all the challenges, all these curveballs, what thrown to me in the life to my benefit, to my advantage. So it's the choice to everyone. If you have a challenge, if you see that there is some issue to you, something happened to you, you find out what is the best thing. How can you convert this to your benefit? Go for it. That will give you that additional push and punch.
Okay, Nassarji, now I know you as Ironman. I know you as a mountaineer. I know you as an author. I know you as a speaker. But who is Abdul Nassar? How will you describe yourself?
I'm still exploring who is really this Abdul Nassar. Yeah, when I'm wearing the hat of an author, people see me as an author of 4 books. When I'm on the sports, they recognize he's a runner, triathlon. When I go to the office in suit, they see he's a professional, he's a finance person. Some of them, they don't even believe that when they see the pictures of my running pictures. Is it the same who comes quiet, shy in the black suit in the office, sitting there? No. So still I'm exploring more areas, and the life is so beautiful. I want to go to the areas which I have not gone so far. So still I'm exploring. I'm asking myself, who am I? I'm still no answer to that, Nishaji. People around me giving me answers, how they see me.
One last message to our viewers.
Time. Life is too short. Live it well. Spend your time, which you like. Later, never regret.
Thank you so much, Abdul Nassarji, first for accepting my request and then coming here. I know you are a busy person. You got a lot of things to do in your agenda, but still you made it. And, as I said, I have been interacting with you for so many years. Not much, but off and on, we have, sending messages for some event. I remember calling you for an interview for the radio also, and you accepted and you came in. I would always, wish you the best and pray that you remain this kind and humble, sharing your life stories with everybody around you, achieving great things and making a difference in your life and others as well. Thank you so much.
Absolute pleasure, Nisaji. Thank you, everyone. Please include me in your sincere praise. Thank you.
Thank you once again, and thank you to each one of you who are watching us live on Talksopedia. I will be back next week with a new guest. Till then, have a great weekend. Take care. Bye bye.